you want to do things right? To keep up with keeping your lives tight. Tight as in being right with the truth of true insight. Who of you want to do things right? Who of you want to truly succeed in attaining all in that which is your need? To be heard by the real answerer of all deeds, the true hearer of all whom pleads. Who of you really want to bow down to the true King of Kings commanding the crown? To worship the one that ever rules alone, commanding everything of creation from the seat of its throne.
Trying to find heaven, trying to find happiness.
Yeah.
You know, you got brothers here that's stealing from the young man Untitled who I've written for, stealing his music, his lyrics, those who have made it. You see, you have people in this region. You have who could have helped us. You know, MCs, hosts of this public entertainment, who could have helped us promote this word, but sought to be famous themselves and know what we were talking about and refused to allow us a fair shot to put this man on stage at times, you know, and stood there to antagonize him and what have you. But you got people like Jay-Z now still in the, well, I shouldn't say that. Let me retract that. Okay? But you got certain individuals taking the music and the lyrics and trying to bite off them and reinterpret them to some degree because of the deep truth of them, the power of these words. You understand? And we've known that these people will be doing this. I even told Untitled they're gonna do this. You know, if I could, you know, if he could just hold fast and hold firm and be upright himself, then the Lord would give him much. Now you have people out here struggling to write lyrics. Where the Lord give me a book of 600 and 700 pages in 6 weeks.
Oh yeah.
You know, and give me lyrics of wisdom for raps in a night.
Lord, you talk about we're witnesses to the hip hop music that's written for Untitled and is giving the message to the young people and the effect that it's had in the different venues and the places. And
everywhere we went on the East Coast.
Everywhere we went, the people just in awe, mesmerized by the lyrics. You can clearly see
lock shows down.
Yes.
Lock shows down.
Just think about this here. If the lyrics wasn't on time, Black Caucus Convention 4 years straight.
That's right.
Yeah, because they know what we're talking about.
And every time they have us down there, they like, whoa. And their whole thing is, we hear y'all, but it's a little too deep.
Right, it's too deep.
Come back next year. You know,
You're messing with our program.
And the thing is, our people really want truth.
Well, the Black Caucus,
I believe that.
The people, you know, the Black congressmen and what have you, they, you know, you got them. You know, the Jesse Jacksons and all them guys, they really want truth. They want power, but the problem is the competition. See, they in competition with the Lord Most High. You see? And so if you have the messenger of the Lord come into their presence and give them something, then that's a commanding thing. And they know it's over everything that they have. You know, so in order for them to keep their fame, to keep their fortune, to keep their plenty, you know, they have to ignore, they have to step back, you know. But at the same time, just like the people who want to run and say that, you know, what I've been saying is I'm deluded is insane, you see them changing their ways, changing their programs, changing their words and their thought processes because of what? They know that when they go home in the privacy of their home, they sit back and think about what we've said, and they know it's truth. You know, and they can feel the power of the Lord in it.
Not getting off subject, but you mentioned Jesse Jackson. I just wanted to say this to our audience because it's like it keeps repeating itself. I don't know the actor's name, but I know he played on the show Seinfeld. And on Seinfeld, he's
Michael
known
Richards,
as Kramer.
Michael Richards.
What's his real
Michael
name?
Richards.
Okay, now he said some things about he was doing a stand-up comedy show, and he got mad at a African American person in the audience, and he said some what they would call derogatory things.
Right.
And I saw in the news, I couldn't really stomach watching it, but he went to Jesse Jackson for help. And Jesse Jackson was supposed to pray for him or whatever.
What?
But yeah, it was on the news. It was, you know, but my whole thing with the people, my whole thing with our people is this here. You sit up there and you watch TV and you lose yourself.
Yeah.
People have opinion about our race of people.
Yes, they do.
Don't get offended because they have an opinion.
Yeah.
Don't get mad because you sit up there and laugh with them. Don't do yourself a disservice. The thing that you have to always be aware of is that our people are not really respected by other race of people.
Yeah.
And when someone gets mad and come out of character, don't get mad because they was feeling that and thinking that the whole time.
It was always right.
You the one that got lost because they made you laugh.
Right.
They didn't get lost.
Right.
They didn't get lost because if they had got lost, it wouldn't have never came out of them. He didn't get lost. He's a professional.
Right.
That is his business, is to make you laugh, to make you cut on the TV, to watch him so he could get paid more money.
Right.
Don't get angry. Now, Jesse Jackson has always been a sellout. And older people, they still uphold Jesse Jackson.
Right.
Jesse Jackson is a sellout. His whole thing is he'll do whatever he has to do. It's not about peace. It ain't about how we really feel about how they really feel about us. It ain't about that. It's about his status. It's about him being in front of the camera.
So he has to
It's
make
about
some sort
him
of
looking
comment,
favorable
something,
to a certain race of people.
Yeah.
You know, he can't wash away what that man said. Us being angry with him ain't going to take away what he said. He said it, and it's over and done with. In my book, my whole thing is he has a right. I feel certain ways about them, but we get mad because we let them into our hearts.
Right.
We saying we let them in our hearts, and then when they do something, we become angry.
It's all about them not accepting us. See, most of our people want them to accept us so bad. So many of our people want to be them. And when they say, no, you can't be me, it just tears our people apart. And some of the so-called freedom fighters, the civil rights activists, some of them fight so hard because of what? Because they want our people free? No, they want to be accepted. That's why they keep leading us to the White House. That's why they keep leading us to politics. They know that they still hold us as 3/5 of a man. They know that we still have to to petition to vote, every so often. They know that this is still not our nation. They know that we're not recognized as a people by these people who rule this nation for real. So when a man get up and say it, then they so surprised and they shocked. You understand? I remember when I was training as a state police officer, I was tried and I was surprised that my Lord had put me in that situation, but they called me nigger maybe 20 times a day down in Seagirt. Nigger, Caucasians. Now, when I was younger, that word used to cause me to snap because I was concentrating on how we was treated and where that word derived from and how it was used against us. This so disgraceful and downgrading, But in that situation, the Lord spoke to me and said, this is nothing but a trial for you. They're trying you to see if you can handle this, how you would act in the streets if one of their people called you that. At the end of that, they wanted me to become a state trooper. But I became a state police, but I didn't want to become a state trooper because I knew you have to sell your life to them. That's like selling your soul. You understand? I know that I could not give my life to anyone or anything other than the Lord Most High.
Right.
But the Lord told me it was part of the dues that I was paying to go out and do that service for the public as a return for what I did against the public when I was a youngster running wild.
Okay.
And I got through that. But them calling me that and me knowing that's nothing. It's a word. You understand? Now, we opened the hip hop convention, which we'll never be invited back again,
Right.
you know, Black Caucus invites us, but the politicians up here,
Right.
you know, we have a hard time in this region, but we go down to Maryland and
Out of the area.
Out of the
down the
area.
East Coast,
Yeah.
No
and
problem.
no problem.
Right.
But we did this piece called "This Is for the Niggas."
Yeah. Oh.
They was
I
running
remember that. Yes.
to snatch Untitled off the stage. And the thing about it was all they heard was nigger, and they didn't hear the lyrics. They couldn't
They
get,
didn't hear
these
the
are the
whole
politics. These are
concept.
guys who not in office anymore,
Right.
you know, and who had some schemes going, which I'm not going to even talk about, but they couldn't get past the word nigger. We use the word nigger and niggas.
Right.
Which our people was allowing Caucasians to call themselves niggas.
Right.
You know, but you know and I know that word is used as a regular word in our homes, in our communities,
Hell
in
yeah.
our conversations.
Oh, yeah.
You know, why you want to act like it's not?
Right.
You know, why you want to get behind these people who try to make that word so great? What about our peace? What about our freedom? What about our realization of reality, man? Let's get with that. Forget that word. Forget that nigger thing. Forget them politics. Forget running up to the White House, which we
Yeah,
like
I was
to call
gonna
the
say
big white man's house. You understand?
right.
Let's get with some realization. Let's get behind somebody who's gonna actually try to show you the way to the Lord and not to himself or
That's what I'm
herself.
about to say.
You know,
Yes,
and
sir.
that's a problem we have with our people. We like little children. Yes, we've been nurtured. We've had our religion taken. We've had our names taken. We've had our language taken. We've had everything taken from. We were stripped down to 3/5 of a man.
Right.
And we haven't got it back. We haven't got it back. The devil, the jinn, the demon beast that lives in the mind of men
Right.
is allowing the lowly African American people to have power. Look how rich they've made Miss Oprah.
Yeah.
You understand? And I know women, African Americans, that worship this woman.
Yes.
Oh yeah.
Huh?
Right.
Oh yeah.
As a goddess.
Right.
Yes.
You know? But you know, I mean,
it's like
it's,
bread, you know.
But you know what?
But
When he
she's
said
designed
that,
to get into our hearts again. Get
yeah,
us up
the
and
devil
just steal our
using her.
hearts.
I mean,
Yeah.
like, it's like our people just got to understand this is not our house. It's their house. You know, and they might want to say, yeah, man, come up out of the 60s. No, you come up out of that illusion.
Right.
You
that
come
this your house.
to the realization of what's really going on, what's still going on. The closer you get to the Lord Most High, the more the devil manifests itself to keep you away from the Lord Most
that's
High.
right.
Now our people have been chosen by the Lord Most High, and the devil know it. The devil knew it before you.
That's right.
So therefore, it has run rampageously across the country, letting you have things so that you will not turn to the Lord Most High. And you listen to these politicians talking about you got freedom now, you know, you got liberties now. Shut these other people down talking this racism or prejudice or you know this nationalist you know stuff.
Right.
No, listen to truth. The Lord is still the Lord. The Lord never changes. The Lord changes things, but it never changes.
but you know what? It was so funny. You said something, and it just made me
I
snap
know.
into a mindset. Now, Bill Cosby said some rough things about our people.
Right.
And it was foretold before he made
And
this
it's precursor.
statement
Oh, yeah.
in this book.
Yeah.
Yes,
Now,
sir.
he gonna say
people
that our
divinely
dirty
convicted.
laundry comes out of school at 3:00 and we need to stop. But he never went down to the White House and addressed the fact that in the Constitution we're 3/5 of a man. He never addressed all these issues about equal opportunity, fair pay, and none of those issues that suppress us. And he's gonna act like he never was suppressed before. He had to make white man laugh to get his money.
Yes, he did.
So my whole thing
And he
is
played the goon too, the stupid, just the man who was just muscles.
I Spy.
And I spy. He no brain, just muscles.
and so we're just trying to point to these things here so our people can see what we're talking about. Our people is against us. They will go against us, say things against us as well. And yeah, come and apologize later. Yeah, I'm sorry. But you already cut off my arm.
Right. Right.
I'm bleeding.
You can't mend
You
it.
already cut off my arm. I have to go get a fake arm now because you're going to cut it off. But they will not go and stand up for us for issues that concern us, like education. They will not do that. And we have to really take a look at these things and realize that they're not for us just because we are of the same race.
Right.
They're
Same people,
against us.
Right.
And I mean, when
just-
I say Bill Cosby, when you start
one of
looking at
many,
these
yeah.
people that's making all this money off of us, you better look at what are they willing to do for you. And maybe you'll come to the realization that you need to stop doing for them.
No, pardon me, dear, but forget about what they want to do for you. Think about what they will do for themselves to get where they are.
That's right.
Those,
That's what I was
forget
thinking,
about.
yeah.
See, you get confused when you start thinking about, because that's the way people was with us. We open up and they want to come get some money. They want to get some. They looking for funds, and they saying you supposed to be about the Lord. Give me.
Give me.
Give me, like she said. Give me, got a friend. Get your own.
Get your own.
You know what I mean?
Right.
But the thing about it is, these people sell their souls to get to the places that they get. The devil make you sell your soul. The jinn make you do it before it allows you through that door, because they want to have something on. They want you to prove that you're not for the Lord Most High before it will let you through. If you sell your soul, I don't care how much you talk about you love Jesus and whomever. If you sell your soul, you sell your soul.
Right.
You know, and if you hear the truth about Jesus not being Christ and his name was not Jesus Christ, and you want to get angry with me or anybody else for telling that truth, and then you're a fool. You fooled by the devil. You understand? Instead of being angry listening to these people who are falsely propagating this stuff for all these thousands of years, you should look into what's being said and understand that the Lord will get angry with you. The Lord will send you to hell, and Jesus will not be able to help you. Muhammad will not be able to help you. No matter what you do, the prophets and the angels cannot intercede on your behalf when it comes to the Lord Most High. And I just want to make this point.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
You want to follow these comedians? You want to make these comedians your leaders? You want to make these politicians your leaders? The people in power, the people who really believe that they are gods of this world. And then they talk about the black man, Nation of Islam, and those brothers talking about men are gods and stuff.
Right.
We understand that God can be anything.
Right.
That's
You
right.
know?
That somebody worships.
There you go.
That's it.
But only the Lord can be the one eternal being. But if you want to follow these people, know this: those people who you worship, who you want to be like, who you want to be, who you want to, knock elbows with, whose communities you want to live in, whose children you want your children to love and go to school with and walk hand in hand, like Martin Luther King was saying, those people will never take a comedian seriously.
Yeah.
That's why the comedians are allowed to say some of the most horrendous things about them, because they are telling a joke. They are the modern day court jesters.
That's right.
That's what they are, and they will never be taken serious. I don't care if they get into the White House and lead this country, they will not be taken seriously by them, because they have labeled them as comedians. So Bill Cosby is a comedian. He's a $300 million man. He's still a joke to those who are in the powers that be. That's why when that thing went down with his son being, slain, and his wife, she kind of went off. He abandoned his wife for them, because it's like, oh, she messing with my money.
My prestige.
And my prestige.
Exactly.
What is you trying to do? Are you crazy? I spent all these years building this up. How you gonna take it down? Same with Oprah. Let Oprah, have a bad dream and come out and start talking truth and see how long she stay on television and see how long she stay rich. Remember our brother, he got a fake up there. Yeah. He got a fake holy man up on his show and got canned.
That's right.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. They knocked him right down, and he was living large.
And this message, I see why, as we speak on this program, I see why people have many times become fearful. Because you've taken them out of the comfort zone and the illusions of things. Wait a minute, I need to look at this.
Is it true?
But this is the hour, the day the Lord talk about that have to come. You have to tear these veils off people's eyes. See the naked truth, like the old story with the king with no clothes on. Yeah. He's naked. Everybody don't want to tell me he got no clothes. And one person, young person say, naked. That truth came out, but kill this nigga.
Kill him.
And the same thing with you. The truth that the Lord brings through you, and people like, kill him. Don't hear him. He's deluded. He's mad because he say, look, this country ain't right. The jinn, that the power of the devil is here manifesting in these people that have control over you.
And,
what?
you know,
Our slave masters mean we gotta not worship him anymore? No, you worship the true Lord that has created us all.
You use the analogy of clothes, and I want to allude back to what you said, Lord Holy-Apostle, about how the hidden jinn, the powers that be, are supporters of the Crips and the Bloods.
And the clothing.
The manufacturing, the clothing,
you think about it, they the ones make the clothes, they make the uniforms, they make they got all the power to do that, and they the ones who make the reds and the blacks and the blues and the light blues and make sure them colors don't crisscross one another. They the ones who started putting black in or red in the uniforms of their pro athletes. You know, they the ones that got the power to put hip hop music in NBA basketball arenas and what have you. You understand? They the ones had the power to bring the news of what's going on in Watts to little East Orange, New Jersey, or Newark, New Jersey, or Elizabeth, New Jersey. You understand? They the ones have all that power. They are the ones that's nurturing this madness because it serves them. If you talk to some police officers who will sit down with you, they'll tell you things like what insurance men will say. You know, insurance men say, hey, there's gold up in the mountains. You know, because they know they go up and rob the people, man. They great thugs, they con artists, insurance people. You know, they should be all locked up. You know, police will tell you in a minute, crime pays.
Oh yeah.
So it's like a doctor. Do the doctors want to heal you? If they heal everybody, then they ain't gonna have no job. If all the crime is stopped, then the police ain't gonna have no job. The politicians ain't gonna have no job. If they tell you about other nations that's more powerful or as powerful as them, then people ain't gonna fear them. That's one of the reasons they hid the fact that there's really aliens. You know, from other planets, you know, because they don't want the people to think that there's some power in the world that's greater than them. So some people have realized that there are aliens and have seen them. So they can't keep knocking these people down. So they get the scientists and they take pictures and put them on the screens and start throwing all this confusion. What could there be? Maybe there is. Maybe the aliens live in the center of the earth at the North Pole or the South Pole, and just throwing up everything. Same thing about religion. You know, they twisting the religion up, and like I was saying, they trying to turn Christianity itself into a myth right before the eyes and minds of the people. Most who do not care anymore because they are even lost from Christianity. I'm not talking, you understand? They're lost from the falsehood of Christianity. They done added falsehood to falsehood, you know?
The double cross, so to speak.
There you go, the double cross. But what I was saying earlier about, you know, the closer you get to the Lord Most High, because our people are chosen. Really chosen. That's why the jinn, the people in power, are turning our people to the worldly success. Here, we're gonna let you have this, and then you know they tell them, see, you can be whatever you want to be. You know that's that's just like the military. It's not just a job and it's an adventure. Come and be what you want to be, and then when you get in there, and I'm a witness, you get in there, and what they say. GI. You a GI. What's that? A government issue, like a pencil or a pen. You know more than that piece of paper there. You belong to us. So that oath, everything I said, that don't hold. No, you do what we say. It don't matter what you want to be. You be what we want you to be. So that's the devil. That's the door of evil. He is lying. Have you take an oath that you are bound to for 2, 3, 4 years or whatever? You're bound to it. They force you to be bound to it, but then they have lied. To get you to take that oath, you know? And then you have Native Americans and you have African Americans, you have people from Puerto Rico, you know, fighting these wars, man, but they can't get a fair shake. Why? Because this society is not set up for anybody else to rule.
No matter how high you raise up in their society, they still got the glass ceiling. You're still not going to be above them.
Right.
You know, one of the problems that the people have in our world is that we associate the Lord's word and prophecy with thousands of years ago. You understand?
That's true too.
We can't look at it like this is now.
Right. That was
and that's the same problem that the people of old, the people of yore, the ancient times had. They always say, you can't be the one because you just like us. And the Lord spoke to so-and-so, so we don't need nobody else. We don't need what you're saying because of the comfort zone that they have, you know? But the Lord says they don't have enough pain yet. You understand? See, it's terror When the Lord manifests his wrath as the Lord of terror, the Lord of wrath, then people want to listen. When that tsunami hit Sumatra and those places over there, what was the Muslims over there? And that was predominantly Muslims.
Muslim country,
That's a sign that the Lord is angry with the Muslims. What did them people start saying? Is the Lord angry with us? Is this the day of judgment? So forth and so on. And then they squashed them out. No, this is not the day of judgment. This is not this. What did the ministers start saying? The media ministers, they start promoting them all on television. Christians, Jews, all of them. This cannot be from the Lord. This is from the devil. Now they giving the devil, showing that they giving the devil power. The devil don't have no power except that which is allowed to the devil to have. Just like you have no power except what is allowed. I can speak. I'm allowed to speak by the Lord Most High. I can move my hands. I'm allowed to move. I'm given this by it to do. Right. You understand? And so how you gonna give the devil power and make it equal to the Lord Most High, or make it a God over yourself?
Okay, that's right. Like you just said, our people have a tendency to think that was that time. Every people that the Lord have brought forth, they were the people of the now.
Yes.
We're the sophisticated people of their time.
Right.
Now the Lord is saying, now, in this day and time, I'm about to destroy the world in the 4 elements, as it said through the angels and the elements. And people saying, not us, that's a time far off again. No, that's now. You know, but people don't want to listen to that.
That's a warning in the Quranic passages.
All the time.
In the Quranic passages, when it says you only talking to Muhammad, it referred to the people talking to Muhammad, saying you only talking about the books of old. You only talking about the things of old.
That's it.
And you talk about even the Pharisees talking to Jesus in the account, saying, "Well, if you were like you were Abraham, we would be with you." You know, but we follow Abraham.
If you knew Abraham, you would know me.
Just like the people, just like the people in the final call put that message in there for us when we had went to Chicago to see him. We can believe in the messenger of the past and we can believe in the messenger to come, but we can't believe in one that's here now.
Yes.
And the thing is,
they have the audacity
people
to say
have a
it.
tendency.
The audacity to say it.
People have a tendency of looking for these what we call big events. You know, they ain't looking at AIDS running rampant, killing up millions of people in a year. They're not looking at the tornadoes killing up hundreds of thousands of people. They're not looking at all these things.
They're not looking at the signs of the time.
They didn't even look at the mosquitoes killing up people.
Yeah, with that being said, this has been an I-HAD moment. You want to reach us, you can reach us at I-HAD Incorporated, Post Office Box 8795, Newark, New Jersey, 07103.
Who of you want to do things right? To keep up with keeping your lives tight. Tight as in being right with the truth of true insight. Who of you want to do things right? Who of you want to truly succeed?